Hi, my name is Ellie. I'm a physiotherapist here at Fine Form Physio, and today I'll be taking you through a mat work Pilates class. All you'll need for today's class is a foam roller. It can either be the long one or the shorter foam roller, whichever you've got at home. If you don't have a foam roller, that's okay. You can do all of the exercises without. This just makes it a little bit more challenging for those who are up for it. So to get started, we're going to be lying on our back, and we're going to be starting with our bridging. So if you remember, with your bridging, it's lying on your back, hands by your side. Without the foam roller, it's feet hip width apart. You start with that initiation of that pelvic flock up to 12, rolling up the spine until you're resting on your shoulder blades, and then going heavy through the chest, rolling back down one vertebrae at a time. So it's like you're massaging the spine, almost doing a reverse worm. Rolling up and down. If you've got the foam roller, for a bit more of a challenge, place your feet underneath or on top of the foam roller, still hip width apart, rolling up one vertebrae at a time, and then rolling down to the chest. So you should be feeling this in the back of your thighs, a little bit wobbly. Try and keep as stable as you can as you roll up and roll back down. Breathe in at the top, breathe out as you come back down. Breathing in at the bottom, as you breathe out, rolling up through the spine. As if your spine is a string of pearls and you're pulling up that string of pearls, one pearl at a time. Heavy through the chest, through the mid-back, lower back, resting the pelvis down. Let's go for two more here. Breathing in and breathing out, rolling up to 12 o'clock, then imagining that string of pearls, lifting up one pearl at a time, going heavy in the chest, lowering back down, relaxing at the bottom. Get your balance, breathing in, breathing out, rolling up, nice and slow, resting at the top, take a breath in, breathing out to lower back down one at a time, and resting there. Alright, from here, we're going to go into our bent knee opening. If you don't have the foam roller, that's alright. Your bent knee opening is the same as it was the other week. In that bridging position, allowing your right leg to fall out to the side without rocking that hip. And coming back up. Breathing in as you lower. Breathing out as you bring it back up. Let's do two on the other side. Breathing in. Breathing out. Imagining that your pelvis is full of cement and it's staying really heavy on your mat. All the movement is just coming from the leg. If you've got the foam roller there, place it just under your bottom, so not quite on the lower back, but just underneath. And you're going to be holding onto either end of the foam roller and doing the same, allowing that leg to fall out and then bringing it back up. Still imagining that pelvis is full of cement, so you still want to be heavy through the pelvis as you allow the leg to fall out and coming back up. The addition of the foam roller is just a really nice way to add a bit of massage through the lower back, through the top of the glutes, as you allow the leg to fall to either side. Good job, keeping nice and still there, nice and grounded through the pelvis. Alternating legs. Remembering to breathe in as you lower. Breathe out on the rise. Let's go for one more each side. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really good. From here, we're just going to do a few up in that tabletop position. So float the legs up to tabletop. If you're on the foam roller, just adjust if you need for a bit more stability. And we're going to do the same. Floating one leg out to the side, and then bringing it back up. Remembering to keep really grounded and heavy through the pelvis. We just want movement from the legs. Really good. Let's go for one more. And floating one leg back down at a time. Alright, from here, move your foam roller to the side. We're going to go into a chest lift, so you don't need the foam roller for this one. So you all should know it's chest lift by now. So interlacing the fingers, resting behind the head, having that hammock of support for the head and neck. Elbows come up into your peripheral vision. Feet are flat on the mat, hip width apart, knees are bent. You're going to inhale to prepare. As you exhale, peel the head, neck and shoulders up. Good. Inhale and reach your arms long up towards the ceiling and then behind the thighs. Breathing out, peel yourself up that little bit forward. Further, eye gaze nice and forward, forming between the thighs. Breathing in, reach the arms long, maintain that chest lift position. Breathe out, roll back down. Let's go again. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, peel the head, neck and shoulders up. Breathe in, reach the arms long. Breathe out, peel yourself up that little bit more. Can you go that bit further? Hold that position as you breathe in, reach the arms long, back behind the head. And breathe out to roll back down. Let's go again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathing out. We're going for 6. You're halfway. Breathe in here. Peel the head, neck and shoulders off the mat as you breathe out. Breathe in, reach the arms long. Breathe out. Hold that position. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more to go. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Good, and relaxing there. Bring your knees to your chest if you need a bit of relax, a bit of a stretch. Alright, from here we're going to go into our single leg stretch. We've done this one before, so keep your knees towards your chest. Come up into your chest lift, so breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, peeling the head, neck and shoulders up. Right hand holds onto right ankle, left hand on the inside of the right knee. The left leg is going to go long. Remember with this one, I want ballroom dancing arms, so arms nice and strong out to your side, pushing into your leg. Breathe in. As you breathe out, change legs. So right hand comes on the inside of your left knee, left hand on the outside of your left ankle, right leg nice and long, maintaining that chest lift position. So I want to see your eye gaze going forward, not up. Nice big ballroom dancing arms. Breathe in. Breathe out, swap legs. Breathe in, breathe out. Good. Let's go to 10. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring the legs back in and lower back down. Take some nice big breaths here. Stretch out the abdominals. If Give yourself a bit of a hug. Alright, we're going to go for 20 this time and we're going to up the pace, so a little bit faster. So keep your knees to your chest, breathe in at the bottom to prepare, breathing out, peel the head, neck and shoulders up. Find that nice comfortable position. Right hand, right ankle, left hand, right knee, left leg long. Nice ballroom dancing arms, eye gaze forward. Alright, we've got 20, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Knees to chest. Coming back down. Really good job. Alright, we're going to go for one more round of 20 and then get a bit of a break after that. Alright, so when you're ready, breathing in at the bottom, breathing out, peel the head, neck and shoulders up. Find that chest lift position. Right hand, right ankle, left hand, right knee, left leg long. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to chest. Coming back down. Nice big breath, stretch out those abdominals. Alright, from here we're going to turn onto our stomach. You're going to bring back that foam roller if you've got it. If not, I'll show you that variation. So we're going to go into our throne press up. If you don't have the foam roller, remembering that this one is hands by shoulders, in your grasp of the leg position for the elbows, so elbows pointing back towards your toes, and your nose is hovering just off the mat. You're going to breathe in at the bottom and pretend that you're a turtle and your head is coming out of your shell. So you want to extend nice and long through the neck as your elbows come back. Breathing in, as you breathe out, follow a marble that's rolling from underneath your nose to the wall in front of you, lifting up just to your bottom ribs, and then coming back down, following that marble, rolling in towards your nose. Let's go for one more. Breathing in, breathe out. And coming back down. So that's the option if you don't have the foam roller. If you've got a foam roller, change your arm position. Arms are going to come long overhead. If you've got any shoulder pain, it'll be easier if your arms are wider. If not, hands directly over shoulders. From here, you're going to start in the same position with your nose hovering just above the mat. As your nose follows that marble, you're going to draw your shoulder blades into your back pockets and press up through the foam roller. So my forearms are pushing down into the foam roller, down and back. And then I'm going to come back down, rolling the foam roller away from me. Following that marble, running from underneath my nose, following my eye gaze to the wall in front of me, lifting up just to my bottom ribs, and coming back down. Let's go again, rolling up. Try and get a nice curve through the upper back. Imagining that you're a nice wave, and that wave is curling up and then crashing back down. Really take this moment to find your breathing. You can breathe in and out however you like for this exercise. Just finding that moment, really focus on your breathing, focus on that mobility, really curving through the upper back. And coming back down. Let's go for one more here. go into our swan one. So if you remember with swan one, it's coming up and extending through the elbows until you're resting on your thighs. So without the foam roller, you have your arms in the same position as you just were, nose hovering just off the mat, pretending that you're following a marble that's running along to the wall in front of you. However, instead of stopping at the lower ribs, you're going to keep rolling up until you're just resting on your thighs. Stay nice and active through your tummy, so draw that belly button towards your spine, and then rolling back down. Keeping your hands on the mat the whole time, following that marble until it's just underneath your nose. Let's go for one more without the foam roller. Pressing up, keeping that tummy drawn in, up to the thighs, lowering down, and then following that marble just underneath the nose. If you've got the foam roller, it's the same position. You may want wider hand grip or arms for this one. You're going to come up, using the foam roller to help you roll up and down. Let's go for 6 here, so that's 1. 2. 3. Imagine that you're doing the worm. This is your post-lockdown freedom dance move. 4. 5. And 6. Alright, from here we're going to go into our book opening. So, lying on your side, if you don't have the foam roller, you're going to have your hands interlaced as if you're doing a chest lift, resting behind the head and neck, elbows out in front, almost touching. You want a nice bend in the hips and the knees so you're nice and comfortable and stable. From here, as you breathe in, you're going to follow your eye gaze up to the ceiling. Your elbow comes to the ceiling, and then you're going to breathe out. And how far back can you get that elbow without rocking the hips? So hips stay stacked. Imagine that you've got a metal rod going through your hips and they stay still the entire time. So it's breathing in, following the arm to the ceiling, breathing out. How far back can you go? And then breathing in to bring back some. Breathing in. Eye gaze follows elbow, breathing out. To get a nice stretch through that back. If you've got your foam roller, pop it just underneath your underarm. This is a great way to massage out through your lats. So it might feel a bit intense. If it's too much, just go without the foam roller. So it's a same position, however the foam roller under the armpit, breathing in, breathing out, getting a nice massage through that underarm. Coming back in, breathing in, breathing out, coming back. Let's go for 2 more here. Breathing in, breathing out, coming back, breathing in, breathing out, and coming back. Alright, swapping sides for me there. So we're going to go through 6. Hand interlaced, elbows facing forward, breathing in, elbow comes to ceiling, eye gaze follows elbow, breathing out, looking behind you. Remember that rod between the hips, those hips aren't moving. great mobility exercise. You should feel a nice stretch. Getting a nice massage through the underarm at the same time if you've got that foam roller. Really good, keep that up, we've got 3 to go. And coming back. Good job. Alrighty. From here, move your foam roller to the side. Stay lying on your side for me. Hands, bottom hand underneath to support your head. If your elbow's a bit sore, you can grab a pillow. Other hand is just resting either on the mat or on your hip. We're going to go into the side kick series. So, from here, you want to lift that top leg, hovering just parallel to your mat. You're in a 90 degree at the knee. Imagine that rod stacked between your hips, so your hips are not going to be moving back and forth, they stay nice and still, pushing your hip away from you so that you are active through your core and you've got a gap underneath your stomach and you're not resting into that mat, so nice and active through the core. From here, you're going to flex or bend at the hip, fold at the hip, and then kick back as far as you can go, keeping those hips nice and still for me. Folding at the hip forward, keeping your leg parallel to your mat, and kicking it back. Imagine that you're kicking a soccer ball, folding at the hip, and coming back. Keeping this nice and active through your torso. Really good. Keeping those hips stacked on top of each other. Very little movement at the hip. Let's go for 2 more. And last one. Coming forward. Kicking back. Resting the leg on top of each other. From here, keep the bottom leg bent. We're going to straighten the top leg. Active through your core, lifting up to parallel with your mat. And we're going to go for 10 pulses up and down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little pulses. 9, 10, and coming back down. You should be feeling it in your backside. It's a really great glute exercise. We're going to go for 1 more. Nice and active through your core. Leg comes long, toes are pointed, leg lifted to parallel. And this time I want you to write your first name in capital letters. So writing it out with your leg. And then resting back down. We're going to go on to our other side. So turning over, bottom hand supporting the head, top hand can either be resting on the mat or on your hip so that you're pushing your hip away and active through your core. Top leg is bent and hovers to parallel to your mat. And we're going into that folding at the hip and kicking back. Folding at the hip, kicking back, breathing out. Keep it nice and active through your torso, making sure that you've got that gap underneath. Imagine there's a hot candle and you don't want to burn yourself on it. Let's go for 2 more. Last one. Good, and relaxing down. Alright, from here, active through your torso, top leg comes straight and hovers to parallel. We've got 10 pulses. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Resting that leg back down. Alright, your glutes should be nice and warm by now. This time, we're going to straighten the leg and we're going to write our surname in capital letters. So active through the torso, push that hip away towards the wall, straighten that top leg, and we're going to draw our surname in capital letters. And coming back down. Give that glute a bit of a massage. Alright, I'm going to be really cruel and we're going to go into the side lift from here. So staying on your side. Elbow stays rested on the mat, forearm on the mat. Elbow is underneath your shoulder. Feet can either be stacked one on top of the other or the top foot in front of the bottom foot. Hand either resting on your hip or to help you get up on your mat. So you're going to push up into a side plank. Arm is nice and long. We're going to go for a star, so lifting the top leg and the top arm. 1, and coming back down. We're only going to do 4 on each side. So I'm being a bit generous today. So coming back up. 2, 3, and 4. Coming back down. Alright, swapping sides for me there. Getting into position, so legs on top of each other, feet stacked, or one in front of the other. Elbow underneath the shoulder, forearm resting on the mat. Hand either on the mat for support or resting on your side. We've got 4 side lifts. So let's go up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Coming back down. Alright, sitting up, we're going to go into our mermaid. So you're going to have left leg parallel to your mat, right leg perpendicular, so coming out to the side. If you don't have a foam roller, you've got your mermaid where you're resting, left hand by your side, right hand comes out, breathing in, growing tall, breathing out, coming over, breathing back in, to resting up tall. If you've got your foam roller, place it under your left hand, breathing in, roll out, keeping your hips on the mat, and then coming back in. If you find that you're lifting through your hip, place a block or a pillow underneath your left hip. So let's go again, sitting nice and tall, both sit bones on the mat, breathing in, breathe out, arching over, and coming back in. Let's go for one more. And coming back up. Alright, swap sides for me. Right leg comes in front, left leg comes behind, right hand on your foam roller or resting on your mat. Left arm nice and long, sitting up nice and tall, breathing in and breathing out, coming over. Imagining that your ribs are a slinky coming down the stairs, so they're coming from one side and then reaching down to the next stair, and then it's coming back up. Let's go for 2 more. Breathing in nice and full. Breathing out. And coming back up. Alright, from here we're going to go into our quadruped. So if you remember from last time, the quadruped was resting on all fours, your wrists or your hands are underneath your shoulders, and your knees directly under your hips. I want you to push away from your mat so that you're not sinking down. You're pushing away from your mat, pushing through your hands. You're going to extend or slide your right hand along your mat. Add a lift. Back down and slide back in. You're going to slide your left hand out as far as you can. Raise the left hand. Place it back down and slide it back in. We're going to go the same with our legs. So this time, imagining that you've got hot cups of tea resting on your pelvis, and you don't want to spill that tea, otherwise you'll get burnt. So pushing through your hands, you've got your hot cups of tea resting on your pelvis. You're going to slide your right leg out, lift, lower, slide it back in. You're going to go to your left leg, sliding the left leg out as far as you can, lift, lower, coming back in. If you're comfortable with that, stay with that. Otherwise, if you've got your foam roller, we're going to add a bit of a challenge, and your knees are going to be resting on the foam roller. So you really need to be really working extra hard to keep your balance as you extend, lift and lower, trying not to spill those hot cups of tea that you've got resting on your pelvis. If you're on the foam roller, your option is to stick with hands only, like I'm doing so, or if you're up for more of a challenge, really get your balance, gripping in, pushing away from the mat. You can balance one leg on the roller. So finding what works for you and working within that range. Keep working on that one. Doing really well. Remember to slide out first, keeping nice and still, then adding your lifts. Alright, and then coming back down. If you want more of a workout, pause the video here and continue with your quadruped. Otherwise, we're going to move on to our rollover. Alright, with the rollover, we've done this once before. You want to be lying on your mat, hands by your side, palms facing down. From here, bring your right leg up into tabletop, your left leg into tabletop, and just take a moment to make sure that your spine is velcroed to the mat. So if you need to shuffle around like I did, so that each point of your spine is in contact with the mat, do that now. From here, extend the right leg long. You can tell I'm really tight through my hamstrings today. Extend the left leg long. Breathe in. As you breathe out, point your toes to the ceiling. Behind you, push through your hands and come to rest on your shoulder blades. So look, not on the neck, not on the head, just on the tips of your shoulders. Alright. From here, join your feet together. They're super glued as if you've put them, accidentally put your second leg through the same jeans pant. You're going to roll down, keeping your legs glued together. Lower them to the floor, separate and circle out. Back together. Alright, this time as you roll over, keep your legs glued. You're going to push back, resting on your shoulder blades. This time from here, separate the legs. Rolling down, legs stay separate, come out, around, and back in. Alright, This time, legs are separate. Rolling back over. Legs glued. Rolling down. Coming down. Out. Glue them back together. Rolling over. Separate the legs. Roll down. Legs come out and back in. If you've got a foam roller, this will actually help you. So if you want more of a challenge, opt out and don't use the foam roller. If you want it a little bit easier, use your foam roller. You're going to place your foam roller on your pelvis, just underneath your lower back. So the top of your pelvis. Hands are going to be holding on either side of your foam roller. You're going to make sure that your shoulders are nice and stable and in contact with the mat. Float one leg up into tabletop, float the other. Point the toes to the ceiling. Push through your foam roller and bring the legs back. Legs are glued together. You roll down, touch the foam roller. Legs come down, around, and then back together. Pushing down through your foam roller, coming back to resting on your shoulder blades. Separate the legs, roll down, hit the foam roller, legs come out, around, and back in. Let's just go for one more. Legs are separate. You roll over, push through your foam roller to help you get over. Legs come back together, rolling down, lower to the floor, out, and around. Bring your legs back to tabletop, and then resting them back on the floor. Remove the foam roller there. We're going to finish with standing balance 2. So coming up to standing. Now, you can use your foam roller, a wall, a chair, something that you've got around just for a bit of support. If you're looking for more of a challenge, opt to go without the support, so without the foam roller on the wall. You're going to be standing on your left leg. Right leg kicks back, left hinges, looking down, soft bend in the knee if you need, and then coming back up. Let's go for 3 on each leg. So your hands can either be overhead if you find that that helps with counterbalance, or they can be at your side holding onto something. Let's swap sides. Just going for 3. And last one there. Alright, good job everybody. So I did really well today. If you're looking for more of a challenge, try with and without the foam roller. Some exercises will be a lot easier with the foam roller, like the rollover. And some exercises will be a lot harder using the foam roller, like the bridging at the start. So try both options, see what works best for you, and try and challenge yourself with each exercise. Always trying to push that little bit harder, because it's in that challenging part is where you'll see the progress quicker. So keep working on that. You did a really good job today, and we'll go from there. Awesome.